Well, hello everybody, and welcome to GRIDwrap. And we're giggling away here because we've all been very rude just before the show, and now we're going to try and calm down and be sensible, but I have no hope for it, really. However, we are tackling quite a serious subject tonight, which is basically about charity campaigning on the net. And our special guest tonight is Remembering Our Friends Entertainment Director Amanda Steadham, who also is a co-captain for Relay for Life, Relay for Hope in Second Life. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
It's really good to have you here. And of course, we have our usual guest, Tessa Harrington of spoton3d.com. Hi, Tessa.
Hello, everyone.
So we've been completely silly, mainly about what I'm wearing. But anyway, there we are. So, yes, Amanda, how did you get involved in charity campaigning in Second Life? And it's moved out a bit now, hasn't it? But how did you originally get involved in it?
I started 4 years ago with actually an SL sister, a very good friend in Florida that was just 2 years ago, actually. She had passed away from cancer. And she hounded me for quite some time to get involved. And at that time, I was going through some health problems myself and just didn't want to tackle, things that I knew that I wasn't going to be able to commit to. But I eventually did give in to her and started a team. And we just started going from there.
So what does that mean, started a team?
We got together with our friends on our friends list and stuff like that, and went to them and said, look at, like on my behalf, it was like, look at, I'm, want to be a captain for a Relay for Life team. And, I would like you to, come aboard and help us do a fundraiser, in, the regards, for cancer and losing train of thought here, for cancer. And like I said, a lot of them knew, what I was going through, being a Canadian. It was a big step for me, actually, because a lot of it was involved, with the U.S., but I still gave it my all, and she was my co-captain, and it, was a big dedication and a commitment. And I did it for 2 years, and then I jumped aboard with Relay for Hope.
Okay, so tell us about Relay for Hope.
Relay for Hope was started a couple of years ago by Jeffrey Pastorelli, and he hounded me for a couple of years to get involved with Relay for Hope, and I was pretty well finished. It was just, it was too much mentally and physically, and like I said, the commitment was just too much. So he hounded me, and every day I got an IM, and so finally, again, I gave in and I jumped aboard and, became a co-captain with, everybody's got their own little special area where they can, bring values to a team. And mine happened to be at that time the music business. So I did the benefits for the music and stuff.
Wow. How much time does it take you, Amanda? I mean, how much involvement is it?
Well, I really pity the people actually that have a full-time job in real life, because I don't know, being a captain and a co-captain, I just don't know how they can do it, because it is a big commitment. I mean, you can spend, 12 hours a day in here just organizing events and, getting people together and getting, team meetings and, ideas. Everybody's got different ideas and stuff like that. And it's hard. It's a big commitment.
So tell me something. Is it effective? Well, I know the answer to this, I think, but I think probably our listeners out on the net are not going to know so much. Do you want to tell us how effective it's been? How much have you raised?
I think we lost.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just the last 2 years?
Yeah.
I can't remember right off the top of my head. I think it was 390,000 lindens. If I remember, I'd have to go through note cards. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, don't worry. It's just an approximation. So how much is 390,000 lindens in dollars? Anybody know
But
that?
at the rate you converted it these days, I'm sorry.
Well, everybody's
Oh,
scribbling away here, but it's about 100 grand, isn't it?
Easily.
Over 100,000. Yeah, over
I think
$100,000.
I think we came pretty close to just about the 3 million mark.
In Linden's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying it's $390,000 in
The
dollars?
Lindens. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
I think
amazing.
both years actually. I think we pretty well hit the. I think the first year that I was with Relay for Hope. I mean, I can't go back mentally in my brain, 4 years ago, but this year I think Relay for Hope did just about 3 million, and I think last year I think we went over our 4 million. We were second out of 175 teams I think there was.
That is fantastic. So what happens to that money? I mean, how can we be sure it gets to where it needs to get? And what
A captain gets a package at the beginning of the of the season, which usually starts in March, and there's real life phone numbers and all the kiosks. I mean, if there's any questions, there's the board and everything else that you can ask. Basically, what the American Cancer Society has done is, made an alt or an avatar, and when you pay a kiosk, it automatically, whoever reses that kiosk, it will be paid, which a lot of people will ask over and over. Like, if I res a kiosk, it'll come to me, and we have to be really careful with the benefits in SL. And I've always been leery. You never know, because nobody really wants to divulge, any information of who they are and where it's going. But it, like I said, again, we have all the information, and that we can back up. But it goes to the American Cancer Society.
So it goes to the American Cancer Society. How did they react to getting money from a virtual world?
As far as I know, again, like I said, being a Canadian, I didn't really, have too much hands-on with them. I was working last year with the Canadian Cancer Society. Before I ended up getting, sick and having a few surgeries and stuff. So I didn't follow through with it. I imagine they're tickled pink. I mean, not saying that they're not doing the work, but I mean, they've got over 100 teams in SL that come in and raise money for them.
Okay. So how do you raise the money, basically?
Oh, well, we start off with events. I mean, we can do a music benefit, which the last couple of years, the first year, Jeffrey and I camped out actually in front of my venue, and we had 24 hours of live music. I went out and got 24 musicians, and they came in and donated their time, and they were all really, really good. I will have to admit that they're all supportive. A lot of them are just like family to me, and bid balls, ballroom dances, and a formal. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to think of. It's formal.
All right. Okay. So,
building, people putting things in kiosks and selling them.
Yeah. So anything really. Sorry, Tessa, come in.
Do you ever do auctions, Amanda?
Yes.
People donate stuff and you do auctions?
Yes, yeah, we did.
I've always found those exciting.
Yeah, we have actually. Yeah, we didn't really do one last year. We had a few things out, again with Jeffrey not being well, and it was just really hard in the timing. But the first year we set up all the auction boxes when we did the music benefit, and we did really well on it. Houses, clothes, pose ball. Jeffrey's wife got some, from Bits and Bobs, got a really big package of pose ball, which I think Mike Burley got a package of them one year.
So tell me, Amanda, the makeup of the people who are most committed to these charities, is it people who have had direct experience of cancer, whether it be in a relative or they have it themselves? Okay.
No. There's people that come into this that really, they don't even know what they're doing. It's like, hey, yeah, sure, I'll come aboard. Some you never see, some you see all the time. And again, it's really hard to get through once you make that team, and I just saw Sky come in, the commitment and the dedication, we're dealing with real life people, just like we are, sitting here doing this interview. You got to dedicate yourself to it, and throw in your ideas, and that's why there's captains and co-captains. If a captain isn't around, you go to a co-captain. Some we butt heads, some we don't. It's hard. We're all different personalities.
How does that work then? I mean, presumably team wise it can get quite what's the
I mean, it's there's bumps in the roads, I mean, everybody gets stressed out, and everybody lets it out at, different ways and different times, and, the way that they, say things, and, she wants to rule the roost, and, well, no, she just knows what she's doing. She's trying to keep the team together, and, we had a little bit of animosity last year, but we made it through.
And so you're going to be doing it again this year, aren't you? What are the dates? How does it work up to date? I mean, people do tend to do it all. It seems to me we hear about things happening all year, but then there comes a time when it really is all focused on that particular charity.
I believe it starts around March 15th. Nothing's been released for the 2011 yet, so I personally don't know whether I'm going to do it this year or not.
What's happening to you, Amanda?
I really can't explain it. I don't know. I'm not going to say that I'm, that I'm tired of it, because it goes to a good cause. And, with myself dealing with cancer in real life, it's a great cause. It keeps me busy. It takes my mind off, my own health, and, I'm there for somebody else. Everybody figures that I'm, that I'm a leader. I'm not really a leader. I've always been a follower, but if you give me an idea, I will run with it till it's finished and I'm satisfied with it. There's a few things in the work, I think, that, a few of us would like to get together. A few of us are, talking about getting together, and I don't know. I say no now, but I probably will.
You've said no before, haven't you?
I have.
Back to it. Yeah.
I have. And I think that I'm going to have a tattoo somewhere if I go in this year. But
so you've recently moved into also entertainment director for Remembering Our Friends, which is a memorial site in Second Life, and it's you've got a branch of it on Spot on 3D, and I suspect in Reaction Grid, although I'm not too sure about that.
I'm not too familiar about the Reaction one.
So tell us about Remembering Our Friends. What is that about?
Remembering Our Friends is, it's going to be almost 3 years now that Remembering Our Friends, which was founded by Mike Burley, it's a memorial. It's basically a free of charge. I'm being told here, no Reaction Grid.
No Reaction Grid, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a memorial. It's probably the longest standing memorial in SL. For our SL family and friends and real life family and friends, that we can put up a memorial, or if, unfortunately, for, a small fee, you can have a monument made up. And I've been elected to be the entertainment director to try and start doing some events over there to get the word out, and via web pages and all our other connections and stuff to to bring the people in. So
this is actually, you need to bring people in, don't you? Because actually it's not subscription, but it is kept up by charitable giving, effectively, isn't it?
It is, yes. Once you put up a plaque, they will. There's a lamp that you can, put a donation towards the lamp, and that does go, to the accountant,